Hi, welcome back to my channel. So, do you have that same problem where you don't know how to write chemical formulas for ionic compounds? Or you're just unsure of what number to put after a chemical symbol? If that sounds like you, then continue watching. Also, if you find today's video helpful, then please click the like button. And subscribe if you want to see more teaching videos like this. First, you must understand that all elements in the periodic table are grouped according to their properties, and the number of electrons in the outermost shell is a property. So all elements in group 1 will have one valence electron, or one electron in the outermost shell. All elements in group 2 will have 2 electrons in the outermost shell. Everything in group 3 or group 13 will have 3 electrons in the outermost shell. So on and so forth. And of course, everything in group 8 or 18 will have 8 valence electrons. Then you need to know that all atoms have a goal to achieve. That is, to get 8 electrons in the outermost shell. There is an exception to hydrogen and helium atoms because their full electron shell is 2 electrons. But all other elements would like to achieve 8 electrons in the outermost shell, and they can do so by either gaining or losing electrons, depending on which one it's easier for them. For example, magnesium, which is in group 2, has 2 electrons in the outer shell, will choose to lose 2 instead of gaining 6 electrons. Another example is chlorine, which is in group 7 or 17, will choose to gain 1 electron instead of losing 7 electrons. Wait, but what about those elements that are in group 4 or 14 that has 4 electrons in the outer shell? Well, they have the choice of either losing or gaining 4 electrons. Simple as that. Now we can move on to the formula of ionic compounds. The atoms that have gained or lost electrons now become charged. Since electrons are negative, the atoms that gained electrons become negative, and those that lost electrons become positive. And the number of electrons lost or gained will determine how positive or negative they are. Atoms also don't like to stay charged. This makes the cations and anions unstable and would like to pair up so they can be neutral again. Here comes the critical part. How do you know how many cations and anions you need to make a neutral compound? Well, you do some simple maths. For example, if you have a positive 1 ion like sodium ion that is pairing up with the negative 1 ion like chloride ion, then you only need 1 each of them for them to be neutral. What if now you have a positive 2 charge ion like magnesium and you still have the same negative 1 ion like chloride ion? Now 1 each of them cannot make a neutral compound because positive 2 minus 1 equals positive 1. So you apparently need 1 more negative charge to balance out that remaining positive 1 charge. So overall you need 2 chloride ions for that 1 magnesium ion. Okay, now let's do a couple of examples. Here you have 2 ionic compounds, potassium oxide and aluminium oxide. We're going to break it down into its ions, charges, and number of ions needed, and finally we can work out the correct formula. So in potassium oxide you have 2 ions, you've got potassium. Let's do the symbol. So K, potassium ion, and it's a positive 1 charge because it is in group 1. And then oxygen or oxide ion, O, 2 minus, because it is in group 6 or group 16. Yep, the charge is positive 1 here, negative 2. Okay, so now looking at the numbers or the charges, you will see in order for them to balance, you need 2 of the positive 1. So 2 times positive 1 is 2, and here it's already negative 2, so you need 1. Okay, so that's how many ions you need. So overall, I'm going to include my symbol, potassium, and subscript 2, and then I only need 1 oxygen. So the correct formula is like this, K2O. For aluminum oxide, The ion name is aluminium ion, and we've got oxide ion. And the charge for aluminium ion is positive 3 because it is in group 3 or group 13. Oxide, again, negative 2. All right, so now it's a bit tricky. How do you get these two numbers to balance out to be 0? So you need to look for the lowest common factor. So it will be, the lowest common multiple. So that will be 6 for 3 and 2. So for 3 to be 6, you need to times by 2. For 2 to be 6, you need to times by 3. That's how many ions you need. And voila, let's combine this. So the formula will be aluminium and then 2, oxygen 3. Here comes the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something today. And yeah, just do a lot of practices and I'm sure you will get it. I'll see you next time. Bye.